Hello and welcome to HW News. The monsoon session of the Parliament came to an end earlier this week. The session was to go on till October 1 originally, but several MPs, ministers and Parliament staff tested positive for COVID-19 and the Business Advisory Committee of the Parliament decided to cut short the session. Well, this was a shortest ever session of the Parliament, yet it was the most productive session in the last 20 years. In all, a total of 25 bills were passed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha respectively. The productivity of Lok Sabha was nearly 160%, whereas the productivity of Rajya Sabha during the session was 100.47%. Now, one would say, great, the productivity has increased, that too amid COVID-19, etc., etc. But we should also understand the fact that majority of the bills, that is total 15 bills, were passed in the last 2 days of the session. Now, coincidentally, these are also the days when opposition boycotted the session because of the opposition MPs alleged that they were not being heard, they were not being given enough time to speak. So, all these 15 bills have been passed in the absence of majority of the opposition MPs. No debates, counter questions on the bill, nothing. The bills were introduced and since the Modi government enjoys majority in Lok Sabha, they were passed. Now, this is what the opposition alleges. In the 15 bills that were passed in just 2 days, there were 3 bills that relate to working class Aam Aadmi, those who work in factories, manufacturing units or any other sector, and even those who are what we call as performers, freelancers, etc. Today in the news report, we will discuss the bill and understand how will it probably change the rights you have at your workplace, your right as an employee if the bill is implemented. The Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha passed 3 new labour codes: Industrial Relations Code Bill 2020, Code on Social Security Bill 2020 and Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code Bill 2020. Another code named Minimum Wage Code was passed in 2019 itself. Basically, the idea is to boost the ease of doing business ratings. Government has amalgamated 44 Central Labour Acts into 4 codes for simplification, and this was a part of Modi government's major labour law reform agenda. Now let's look at the bills in detail. First up is Industrial Relations Code Bill 2020. As per this bill, an amendment has been introduced to the definition of strike to bring even mass casual leave under its ambit. Under the new Industrial Relation Code, if over 50% of a company's workers take concerted casual leave, it will be treated as a strike. The bill restricts the right of workers to a strike. As per its reading, a worker cannot go on strike without providing at least 60 days notice and not while proceedings before a tribunal or a national industrial tribunal are taking place. Following the conclusion of these proceedings, workers are not allowed for going on a strike for a period of 60 days. The code has been expanded to cover all the industrial establishment. The Industrial Relation Code also allows companies with up to 300 workers to fire workers without having to gain government approval. Currently, only industrial establishments with under 100 workers are allowed to do so. There are fears that this will lead to a hire and fire culture. It also raises the threshold for the requirement of a standing order to 300 workers. Industrial establishments with 300 or fewer workers will no longer be required to furnish a standing order. Now let's understand what government says about this. Government says that 16 states had already increased the threshold for closure, layoffs and retrenchment in firms with up to 300 workers without government permission. So they have done nothing new. It also says that it is not good for employment generation to keep the threshold low at 100 because it discourages employers to recruit more workers than this and they deliberately keep their worker strength below 100. It also says that investors will be encouraged to set up big factories and employ more and more workers, and this is what Labour Minister Santosh Gangwar said, explaining the rationale behind this provision. Now let's talk about what are the objections with the bill. First up is increase in the threshold for standing orders will water down the labour rights for workers in small establishments having less than 300 workers. It will give tremendous amount of flexibility to the employers in terms of hiring and firing, dismissal for alleged misconduct and retrenchment for economic reasons. It will threaten employment security. Another objection to this is the time period for arbitration proceeding has been included in the conditions for workers before going on a legal strike, as against only the time for conciliation at present. Also, at present, a person employed in a public utility service cannot go on strike unless he gives a notice for a strike within 6 weeks before going on strike or within 14 days of giving such notice, which the Industrial Relation Code now proposes to apply for all of the industrial establishment. So, any industrial establishment you work in, this will be mandatory. A worker reskilling fund, though the contributions for the fund are only detailed from the employer of an industrial establishment, amounting to 15 days of wages last drawn by the worker immediately before the retrenchment, along with the contribution from such other sources. The mention of other sources for funding the reskilling fund, experts said, is completely vague. Now let's talk about the second bill, that is Social Security Bill 2020. As per the bill, a National Social Security Board will be created which will take on the responsibility of formulating a suitable scheme for unorganized workers, gig workers and platform workers. Also, aggregators employing gig workers will have to contribute 1 to 2% of their annual turnover for Social Security, with the total contribution that should not be exceeding 5% of the total amount payable by the aggregator to gig and platform workers. It also brings these sections of workers under the ambit of Social Security schemes that include life and disability insurance, provident fund, health and maternity benefits and skill upgradation. The code also proposes the formation of a Social Security fund to provide Social Security sums to 3 classes of workers. Now, what the government says about this particular bill? It says that the bill would safeguard the interest of workers and provide a universal social security to them by expanding the ambit of Employees Provident Fund Organization and Employees State Corporation of India. It further says that Social Security Fund will cover around 40 crore unorganized sector workers. Commenting on the Social Security Code, the Minister Santosh Gangwar had said that Employee Provident Fund Organization benefits can now be availed by all the firm with 20 or more employees, as the existing schedule defining establishments has been done away with. Besides, employees with firms less than 20 workers will also be able to join EPF, while the government will also extend the benefits of EPFO to self-employed people. Now let's talk about the Occupational Safety Code Bill 2020. First of all, women employees will be permitted as per this bill to work at night, subjected to certain conditions that relate to safety, holidays, working hours and their consent. It also seeks to subsume the Interstate Migrant Workmen Regulation of Employment and Conditions of Service Act 1979 along with 13 other acts. The code defines a migrant worker as someone who has come from his or her own state to seek employment in another state and who earns up to Rs 18,000 per month. The proposed definition is an expansion of the current definition, adding those workers who are directly employed to the contractually employed. It also seeks to withdraw the previous provision for temporary accommodation for workers at or near their worksite, but it also proposes a journey allowance to be paid by the employer that enables a worker to travel between his native place and the site of his employment. Now, these labour reforms have been on government's agenda for a long time, but why at this time we need to look at it more carefully? Because they come amidst a pandemic hit economy. Many have lost their jobs, they don't have money to spend, our economy is at low. So, this coupled with other bills that could have mass impact on the working class, whether positive or negative, that we will only know after they are implemented, but their impact on working class will be widespread. Do let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.